All right, what is up, you guys? Now, we will be getting into the main story in a minute, but first, I would like to address something that I found off of, I believe, CNN's website that just made me laugh a bit too hard. And it was that two men in Pennsylvania fell off a cliff playing Pokemon Go. Now, this is not the first reported case of people getting injured playing Pokemon Go. There have been people crashing their cars, running into doors, all that crazy shit. And I mean, come on, guys. Like, people have been crashing their cars playing Pokemon Go, and how the fuck do you even play Pokemon Go playing a car? How the hell are you going to catch the little bastard unless you drive by the fucking thing with the window down? Now, that's all well and hilarious, but I'm just waiting for the first doctor to... Oh, God. Oh, God. Stop it. No. Do I have a weapon? Yes. Sorry about the distraction there. I just had to quickly kill Saddam Hussein. But, however, what I was saying was, I'm just waiting for the first doctor to get a malpractice lawsuit because of Pokemon Go. Could you imagine? Like, he's giving some guy a prostate exam or some shit, and he's, like, looking down there, and he goes, wait, hold up. And the guy's like, what? And do you see something wrong? He goes, no, there's a Charizard in your asshole. Just give me a second. I have to catch it. Yeah, I'm waiting for some shit like that, or like a surgeon pulls out his phone during a surgery because there's a Pidgey in his chest cavity. But anyways, all Pokemon jokes aside, and really bad jokes, by the way, aside, get into the main story, and it's about Trump's distorted truth. Now, we all know that Donald Trump is somewhat well known for lying out of his fucking ass. In fact, it's one of the main highlights of why people don't feel that he should be president. But in this New York Times article, I thought that, well, some of the shit here was just too amazing to pass up. Like how when he was asking for a bank loan, he said that his net worth was $3.5 billion, but when the bank checked that, it was actually about 4 times more than what was actually true. Now, my biggest question is, how the fuck does Trump think he's going to get away with something like that? Like, oh god, get over here, Blair. And come here. I'm going to get you. Look, guys, I know I'm supposed to be talking about this article right now, but I have to catch Tony Blair. I can do both. So how the fuck does Trump think he's going to get away? Oh, you son of a bitch. How does Trump think he's going to get away with this? Like, he's telling the bank, the people who hold his money. But that's not even the surface of what I found. Like when he first opened his hotel in Las Vegas, which I believe is closed now, but that could be untrue. I'm not entirely sure. Come on, guys. I only have like an hour to research all this shit. He claimed that within 3 weeks, all 1,282 rooms were completely filled, when in actuality there were 300 that were still unfilled. Now, 300 rooms for a hotel, 300 open rooms for a hotel, that's a bad business time. That's not good for a hotel. Hotels want to have at least, I believe... I couldn't tell the exact percentage, but all I know is that 300 open rooms is not good. In over 30 years of business, he hasn't had really any 100% truthful business transactions. And, yeah, I'm talking about... Oh, well then. However, now over 30 years of business practice, he has had literally almost no 100% truthful business transactions. And, like, that's a fucking achievement at that point, man. Like, good job. Like, you have had literally thousands of business transactions, and you have managed to pretty much lie on every single one of them. That's impressive. That is goddamn impressive. That's the same lying rate as a prostitute who has some sort of STD. No, sir, I do not have an STD. False. Oh, hey, look who I have to kill. Anyways. Also, he has... multiple times he has been accused of faking contractor complaints to get out of paying them. And, like, even for Trump, that's pretty scummy. And, oh my god. Oh god. Oh no. Jesus, where do you get a broadsword? Anyways. Even for Trump, that's pretty scummy. But it's not as scummy as the time that he had 200 illegal Polish workers that he was paying $4 an hour and still shortchanged them, even though they were working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now, he did end up having to pay for that lawsuit. He paid $325,422 in damages. So obviously he's not completely invincible, but over the, let's see here, 3,500 lawsuits, he himself, Donald Trump himself, the notorious liar, has said, I have claimed guilty to at least 100 of those. And that's not even accounting for the ones that he isn't saying he had pled guilty to. And, ooh, chocolate. Chocolate drank. Now, this is all pretty creepy, but it's also sort of amazing. Like, damn, dude. Maybe what our country needs is a gigantic liar. Like, holy crap. Could you imagine the next big government scandal and he's just able to weasel his way out of it by lying? Like, Donald Trump, we found that, you built this crazy-ass illegal... Your country built this crazy-ass illegal pipeline in this country. What do you have to say about that? And he could just weasel his way out of it. I mean, like, that's honestly pretty amazing. Maybe that's a good strategy for our president to have. And I'm gonna kill you anyways. Come here. Just because I can. Just because I can. Take it. Anyways. So, oh. Where am I? Okay. That happened. Anyways, I'm watching you. But seriously though, it's comedic. It really is. And it is horrifying that this is our most likely next president. But, how long are we up to? 8 minutes and 42 seconds? Right on time. Yeah, we're making good time. Also, he claimed that he was on a business deal with Italian contractors that would cost him hundreds of $millions. It would gain him hundreds of millions. And yet, he just forgot their names. It never happened, but he forgot the business investors that would have given him hundreds of millions of dollars. And fuck off, Clinton. Fuck off. My next particle will probably be on you. But, die. Die. Anyways, serves you right. Anyways, and he's done the same thing with theoretical investors from Russia, Poland, all around the fucking world. He has these huge deals that he just forgets people's names. I mean, that is some level 10 fucking amnesia. That you have literally billions of dollars in money and you just forgot who's giving it to you. Like, if he has that level of fucking amnesia, I mean, goddamn. Like, I know some people have the ability to lose their short-term memory, but that's, like, more than no short-term memory. That is... Oh, fuck you, Clinton. But, also, when the Washington Post fact-checked 46 of his statements, they found an over 70% fraudulent rate. More than 70% of his statements are false, and I could actually be reporting that wrong. Because, honestly, I couldn't really completely figure out the wording of the article. Yeah, I'm reporting this shit, and yet I couldn't understand the wording. I get it, shitty reporter. Anyways, even for somebody who has, like, imagine your doctor having a 70% false rating. Like, 70% of your doctor's diagnosis were just false. Like, he just didn't want to deal with telling you the truth. That's pretty shitty. And your doctor has control of you, not the entire fucking nation. So if you want to learn more about Donald Trump's fraudulent lawsuits and claims, you can read the New York Times article that I will leave in the description. All rights to the writer and the New York Times for the publishing and writing of that article. And to close off, I want to talk about the YouTube's fair use, well, not really fair use, more of its new rules regarding hateful commentary. Because honestly, they're getting pretty restrictive. I can't recite them off the top of my head. I probably should have wrote them down now that I think about it. Oh boy, I'm going to have to practice this commentary, this reporting thing. However, it's basically saying you can't say anything hateful, you can't say anything hateful about another person, another channel, you can't leave hateful comments. And, well, I do see their idea of making YouTube a safer place without any cyberbullying and stuff. there are a lot of channels at the moment that revolve around making fun of other people. And these new rules are set up so that even people who just make fun of others could possibly have their videos taken down or their account overall taken. Is somebody trying to kill me? Who the fuck? I bet it was Ronald Reagan. Anyways, so the first one that comes to mind is Leafy. Leafy is here. He's one of the biggest growing channels, and he makes particularly roasting videos where he makes fun of other people. And honestly, I really enjoy his content. I think he makes great content. However, his channel, by these new restrictions, could be heavily impacted. He could honestly lose his channel. And I understand making YouTube a safer place, but I think the biggest and most true argument for this is you are limiting freedom of speech. Because let's say, I don't know, I just called Keemstar a cunt. Killer Keemstar, he's a cunt. Everybody knows he's a cunt. He's a cunt, cunt, cunt. And honestly, I love saying that he's a cunt, because quite frankly, it's true. Count the amount of times I just said cunt in the last 30 seconds. But that's not important. My statements right there will be taken down, or could be taken down, under YouTube's new restrictions. And that's stupid. I have the right to call Killer Keemstar a cunt. I should be able to call Killer Keemstar a cunt whenever I want to. And honestly, I think that saying you can't do that is a little ridiculous. Now, obviously, racial hate speech, sure, you can take that down. It should be taken down. That's pretty fucked up. Like the Avalion thing. I somewhat understand a lot of people's arguments where you're limiting freedom of speech, but her hate speech was pretty fucking intense. So I don't necessarily disagree with them taking that down. But just saying somebody's an asshole should not be taken down. That is freedom of speech. And while I don't say freedom of speech can cover everything, I definitely think there are times when it should be applied. That is just my opinion on the statement. You can leave your own opinion in the comments section. Give me your opinion on Donald Trump's scandals. Anything I just talked about. Give your opinion on drive-by Pokemon going. Let's get some nice, good old discussion in the comments section. But overall, guys, if you want to learn more about these statements, I will leave links in the description so you can go off and learn more about them. And that is the end of this report. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you liked it, and peace the fuck out.